Yes, there you go. And it's a fluid situation, and that's what we love. Joined by Stevie Johnson, wide receiver. Buffalo. I thought I'm not even going to talk about being home, knowing that you played in Buffalo for all these years. We are so excited to have you in a Bay Area dude. Okay. Thanks for taking the time, man.
Rodriguez.
That's right.
They came out of Fairfield, Rodriguez.
Yep, shout out Fairfield. That's right. So let's start here. The wide receiver market, it seems like it's been crazy. And I think it's a bit interesting because on one hand, these dudes are starting to get paid, right? But on the other hand, look at somebody like Marvin Harrison Jr. Doesn't it feel like even though wide receivers are getting paid, there are more wide receivers coming out each and every year? The jump from the college to the NFL isn't as wide, so you got to pay guys. But aren't some teams also going to think, I mean, we could maybe find a guy too?
And that's a good thing, though. That's a good thing for the players, I would say. You know, and it's a testament to the academies. It's a testament to the coaches that's getting these guys before they get to the league, you know, and they're able to do the things and show the skill sets that they have. You know, so, I mean, you can – as a manager in the league, you can definitely say, I'm not going to pay this guy and go find something for less. And that's just the nature of the beast. That's the nature of the business. But at the end of the day, everybody's going to get an opportunity when you got a skill set like these guys are having coming into this league now.
So let me ask you this. We were just talking with Michael Lombardi, former NFL GM. That same thing you just said. You were the Niners. You know their situation. Do you pay Aiyuk, or do you try to think that maybe you can find somebody? Is he nice enough that you got to pay him?
Yeah, you know, me, I like to keep what I have, what I know I have. You know, he's proven himself. He's shown it. As a cheap person, let's get rid of him and go get something else. But I think we're building something. I think we've seen it in being in the Bay with the Warriors. You know, they had the four. What's our center name?
Looney?
Looney. Yeah.
We don't talk about Looney here.
So look, me, I'm a California guy, so I like him.
You're good. There you go.
But yeah, you know, we've seen what it produced. You know, sometimes you go through your battles, and but it produced championships. You know, and this guy Aiyuk, this is his second appearance in the championship. I think he's proven himself, you know, so definitely pay him just because of the work that he's done and just to keep that chemistry within the locker room.
Yeah. No, you were talking about the academies and, 7-on-7s and things like that. How just in the time since you were coming up in football, how much has that all the landscape changed of just getting into, high school, college, like all that stuff? There's so much work that happens even before you get there.
Precisely. It's a lot of work, and it's good. I love to see it. I love to see all the academies that's going on because it's equipping these kids to be prepared to make money, or to be in a position to have an opportunity to make money. What I've done with my family is we've created a nonprofit to where we're teaching the kids the other things more than sports.
Right.
Because we know there's like when I was coming up, there wasn't as many camps like that. There's probably one Nike camp that you would go to, but that was it. There was no 7-on like traveling team and this and that. But these kids I don't want them to get lost in just the game and learning the games. I want them to learn what we teach is the main three things is culinary, learning how to make food for yourself.
Yeah, that's huge.
Man,
come on.
Yeah, because growing up, or not growing up, I would say going through my ranks to get to the league, I was in college buying food, you know what I mean? Wasting money, basically.
Laying that per diem out.
I was right there with you. As opposed to getting learning to use a crock pot, making food that can last long, getting a rice
Foreman grill.
Come on now. That's right. Yeah, that was stuff that I had to learn through the misses, you know what I'm saying? But it's like a lot of kids don't have that. No. So what we did was we set up little mini destinations, symposiums, and we provide that outlet.
That's awesome.
We provide banking, not banking, but we provide a situation where guys can go into the bank. We partner with a lot of these things.
Some financial literacy.
Yeah, and not being afraid to say, hey, what's up to the teller, or, you know what I mean, being in that environment, just as simple as that. You know, and then the last one is communication. Putting different people in the house with each other for a week, teaching them like, hey, you got to learn to communicate with this guy because it'll be a smoother road for you. Most likely you'll learn something as opposed to being how I was. I was just more isolated. Like I'm more private. I wasn't as open as I am now. I always felt, all right, I don't need no help. I won't ask for help. I'll just figure it out myself and I'll do it. I won't bother nobody. But it's some type of humility in asking those questions, asking for help. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's helping it. So, I just try to expose that part through our nonprofit called Exposure Academy.
Stevie, man, one of the things that that always I've been impressed by you, man, is your intellect when it comes to outside of football.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're talking about here.
Indeed.
But it's always kind of impressed me, man, for the short time that I've known you personally, but also just watching you afar and coming from where we come from,
Right.
Man, speak to that. Because one of the things I dislike, and maybe you guys can agree with me, is I hate when people say, you're articulate or you
sound so good.
Don't start.
I don't mean that. But I say that in the fact that because where we come from, you've always made sure and handled that part of your job outside of football.
Yeah, and it comes to lessons, losses, quote unquote.
Of course.
But those losses were lessons for me.
Right.
I wasn't as articulate. I wasn't out there in the community like I am now. But what got me out there even more is because I felt like that was my passion. I felt like it was a passion. But when I hit roadblocks, I didn't stop. You got to figure out a way. And I feel like that's funny. I just said that. So I got a children's book called "There's Always a Way" with Stevie J, and that's
awesome.
That's basically what it is. Like, there's always a way to get better in a situation instead of just tapping out and changing or pivoting.
Right.
I'm not knocking people for transferring or pivoting to another thing, but I think some people, they give up too early. And go through that fire. That's all I like to say in my academy. I like to put the student athletes through the fire. I throw them in the fire early, whether it's sports wise, or if this kid don't talk a lot, I'm gonna connect him with this dude that talks a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just so he can have just a spark of what it's like. Because later on, he's going to run into a situation like this, as we all have, as I did. You know what I'm saying? It's it is what it is. So it's just about preparation and learning from those lessons, man. That's what got me to, be as intellectual as I am with this journey that I'm on. As a retired athlete, trying to teach student athletes and entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I think that's one thing about when you're growing up. If you're around a bunch of people that are just like you don't know what to do when you're put in a different situation. So the fact that you're making sure that these kids know how to handle that early, that's just beautiful, man. Talking to Stevie Johnson, who played in the league, NFL, wide receiver, veteran. Stevie, before we get to your pick for the game, gotta ask, man, the Bills. I mean, you talk about hitting a wall. What do they do? I don't know what they do. I don't know what they do.
I'm proud of them boys. Everybody knows when we started the season, everybody loving it. We got Josh Allen, Madden cover, all that. So we got a lot of attention. Then they hit a wall, and then we end up winning 6 straight. You know what I'm saying? Which is really good. We ran into this Chiefs team. I mean, Mahomes and Kelsey they automatic, man. They automatic. You can't knock them. You got to be different in order to stop them.
Yeah.
If you want to be regular or be fair, it's gonna be a loss for you. So. Yeah, man, the Bills ran into those Chiefs, and I felt like it was a missing space creator. That's what I think. That's what'll get us over the hump. I think with the team that we got now, and we can add a space creator like Keenan Allen. I know it's okay. I'm in fantasy world. It may not happen. With salary cap, the myth of salary cap. But man, make that happen if they really want to get over the hump. They need a space creator guy.
Stevie, my last question as we running out of time. If Stevie's going into the Hall of Fame, what hat you wearing, brother?
Well,
this is Buffalo, man.
Yeah, the first team that got me.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real.
That's right.
Let me get my pick. So my pick, I'm gonna go with the home team, San Francisco. I'm saying we're gonna be winning the game, and it's gonna come down to a big stop that we'll have to do on the Chiefs. And if we can make that stop, we win. If we don't, then Mahomes done something great again. I think it's going to be something like that.
There you go. Stevie Johnson. That was outstanding. That is how you end the show. Stevie, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, man. Thank you for coming out, and thank you for listening to Stiles and Watkins. We will be back tomorrow live from Radio Row. Thanks to Jiffy Lube.